inside. Da 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 da. Hi. Ugh. Man, you sound terrible.
Those are my vocal exercises. I forgot to do them beforehand.
Topeka, Kansas. Topeka, Kansas. My name is Matt, and this
Ma-
is my friend.
Sorry.
Matt. And you are?
Crunch creamy cookie candy cupcake. My name's Ohm. Sorry, I just wanted to do a Rango joke.
Oh yeah, I remember that part. Okay.
Yeah.
You might have guessed this already, but we're a movie podcast by how awkward we are acting right now. We are called...
We're professionals.
Don't try this at home, because you'll embarrass yourself to death.
Mm-hmm. We're doing this in a studio.
No, we're not. I'm in my room.
I'm in my study.
You have a study?
Yes.
I wish I had a study. Well, this is CineBRUH, seeking
Yes.
a film at the
for the end of the world.
I was trying to think of another word that started with F that could be about, I don't know, spooky vampire things.
Oh,
Fang. Seeking a Fang at the end of the world. Did it. Nailed it first try.
Boom. I'm proud of you.
So, there's a lot of stuff that happened this week, but we're not going to talk about that stuff because it's sad and depressing. So, what do you think about HBO Max, the thing that you got?
I haven't seen too much from it. I think I've only seen I just literally used it to watch the first Lord of the Rings movie, the theatrical cut, because I've been doing this Lord of the Rings binge where I'm going to watch the theatrical cut and the extended cut of each movie in the trilogy and see how they compare and which one is better. Even though I'm pretty sure the answer to all three is just extended edition, but still. So the thing is, I have the DVDs of the theatrical cut, and they look really bad on my Blu-ray player. So when HBO Max launched and I realized the Lord of the Rings movies were on there, immediately I'm like, okay, not using the DVDs. I'm watching on HBO. But there's a really stupid thing. It's not on Roku or Fire TV for some stupid reason. I don't understand.
Really? What's on? What's the only thing it's on?
Literally everything else. You can watch it on your laptop, Blu-ray. I think on your Blu-ray player. I watch it on my PS4.
You can do that stuff on your Blu-ray player?
Yeah, you can.
And not your Roku?
Yeah, I think it's just because Warner Media and Amazon and whoever owns Roku, they haven't come to an agreement on, I guess, payment or something. I don't really know, but it's dumb. And because the thing is, Roku, I use my Roku more often to watch stuff because it's a lot faster than on my PS4.
Yeah, I use my Roku a lot to watch Scooby-Doo movies, but only Scooby-Doo movies, nothing else.
Yeah, nothing else. So yeah, I feel like if they were to do that, that would be a lot better. Something I noticed is that you could actually download stuff on HBO on your phone, which is a lot
Really?
better.
That's cool.
Yeah, HBO Now didn't have that. So yeah, that's interesting. So it's weird because the thing is, on my phone, when I went to HBO on my phone, I realized it wasn't HBO Now anymore. It was HBO Max. So I'm like, okay, HBO Net Max is a free upgrade. But then on the Roku, it's just HBO Now, which is like, okay, this is really dumb. It's the same thing. It's like literally the same app, but with more content.
How's the interface?
It's, again, the exact same one as HBO Now. Well, I mean, for the most part, it's the same thing. I didn't really care about the interface. I just wanted to watch whatever they had. As far as I can tell from what I've watched so far, they don't have ads in front of content anymore.
Oh, really?
Which is great. Yeah, because HBO, like whenever I'd go on HBO Now and I'm watching Westworld, they'd have an ad for Westworld. It's like, get HBO Now to watch Westworld. And I'm like, first of all, I have HBO Now. Second of all, I'm watching Westworld.
Yeah, when I was watching Barry, whenever they had that free trial thing, for a while.
Oh, yeah.
They would always have commercials for whatever's on HBO, and it's like, okay, whatever.
It's irritating. Get HBO Now, but I have it. So leave me alone. the more things that have been added to HBO Max, which are really cool. They have a
That's what I was
lot
about
of.
to ask about.
Sorry, oh my bad. They have pretty much all of Studio Ghibli stuff, which I'm about to start getting into.
Ghibli,
They
Ghibli,
have
whatever.
stuff from Adult Swim, Cartoon Network. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they do, but they
Uh,
don't have a lot apparently. Some
they
people are mad
really,
about that.
yeah, especially with Adult Swim, I'm pissed off about that because I'm gonna go like look real quick, but interesting is they basically have like hubs. So it's like if you want to go to look specifically at Crunchyroll, Cartoon Network, DC, stuff like that.
Yeah, Crunchyroll too?
Yeah, they got they don't have a lot of Crunchyroll, but yeah. Okay, so this is what they have for Adult Swim: Aqua Teen, Hunger Force, The Boondocks, Primal, Home Movies, Apocalypse, Rick and Morty, Robot Chicken, Samurai Jack, and Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
That one's really good. Space Ghost Coast to Coast. That's
Right,
good.
but the thing is, that's all they have.
Well, at least they're all good shows.
And this is what's really annoying to me, that in the ads for it, they would like strongly advertise that they would have South Park. South Park's not here yet.
Well, South Park isn't on Adult Swim.
I know, but the thing is, like, no, the ads for HBO Max specifically had like that we're
Yeah.
gonna have South Park here. So why is South Park not here?
I mean, I know that they have to do some stuff where, they have to have content come out every once in a while.
I
Kind of
get
like
it, like,
what Disney
yeah,
did, you know?
that is fair. But the thing is, I feel like, and to be fair, they didn't say that this is everything we would have at launch.
Yeah.
And there are things that I'm a little disappointed about. Like, for example, they have some sort of deal with Criterion.
Ooh.
These are the Criterion movies that I've at least added to my list. Give it a minute. We can cut this down. Fantastic Planet.
Nice.
I'm really excited to see that. This isn't in Criterion, but 2001: A Space Odyssey,
Ah.
Blood Simple, Cries and Whispers, Eraserhead, Eyes Without a Face, The Great Dictator with Charlie Chaplin, Harold and Maude, Hausu, which I can't wait. That's gonna be great. Lolita. I don't think that's Criterion, but whatever.
Lolita Battle Angel?
No, Lolita from Kubrick. Uh, Persona, Rashomon,
Persona
Solaris.
5?
Yes. Throne of Blood, Twin Peaks, Fire Walk with Me, Vampire, The Hidden Fortress, aka Star Wars in
Yes.
Japan. Crap, they got a lot. They actually have a lot of really good stuff. They got Breaking the Waves from Mars von Trier, Chronos, Dead Man from Jim Jarmusch,
Yeah.
Funny Games, the original from 1997.
Ooh. What's that from again? What country is Michelle Haneke from?
Austria, I believe.
Ah. Kangaroo Land. Great.
Yes. Lord of the Flies, Police Story, which, oh my
Oh,
god,
Jackie Chan?
I absolutely just love Jackie Chan, so that's gonna be
I
great.
I have not seen any of his non-American work, which is very
Jeez.
sad.
You have missed a lot. Europa, another Von Trier movie. And that's actually something I kind of want to complain about because considering their deal with Criterion, I'm a little disappointed at stuff that they don't have. Like they have
And
Eraserhead and they have Twin Peaks. I'm surprised they don't have Mulholland Drive.
do they have regular
That's
Twin Peaks, like just the show?
no, that's honestly I'm not disappointed in that because that's streaming literally everywhere else. That's on Hulu,
Yeah,
Netflix, Amazon. Not the limited series. That's a Showtime. I think that's a Showtime exclusive.
I think so. That's what I
Yeah, it's Showtime.
remember. Again,
Yeah,
they have to keep on pulling out keep on
which makes
keeping the
sense. I'm
train
okay with
coming.
that.
They have a
Yeah,
ton of new originals,
they do
like
Love Life with Anna Kendrick.
the new Looney Tunes shorts, which actually look really good.
Yeah, they're gonna. HBO Max is having a whatchamacallit. They're doing a reboot of the Boondocks.
At least
I made a
another
I made a
season or
list.
something.
Yeah, it's a full-on just new version. And I actually made like kind of a list of HBO Max exclusives that are coming out that I'm excited for. Tokyo Vice, HBO, Tokyo Vice, Dune: The Sisterhood, Green Lantern, which is going to be an animated show, so we
It's gonna
already
be so
know that it's
cool.
probably going to look better than the Martin Campbell movie.
What about the CGI one? Like, remember that CGI Green Lantern show? I heard that was alright.
Oh, I haven't heard of that. My bad. Justice League Dark. Which honestly, I've seen some of the movie, which I think is either the first or second rated R animated DC movie.
There's been a lot more since Killing Joke.
Yeah, it was Killing. Yeah, Killing Joke was the first one, and then after that, it was Justice League Dark, Batman, Gotham by Gaslight,
Now, what about
Justice League Dark, Apocalypse War.
There's Batman and Harley Quinn.
Oh yeah, that one. I think that one was rated R. It was either that or Suicide Squad: Hell to Pay.
And a lot of them were terrible.
Batman and Harley Quinn. Okay, from what I've seen of Justice League Dark, it really goes there in the beginning of the movie. But anyway, Overlook. I'm very interested to see what they do with Overlook. That's going to be a Shining prequel.
Oh yeah, I remember reading about that like a month ago or something.
And I think they said it's going to be an anthology, which sounds great because all the stuff that's like all the little Easter eggs from the movie, I'd love to see them explore that.
What's up with that dog dude?
That's what I want to see the most. Like, okay, that's a little weird, but
I don't want to see that actually. Never mind.
The Boondocks, and this is the one I kind of want to see the most. Gremlins: Secrets of the Mogwai.
Why?
Because I love Gremlins.
I mean, yeah, I've heard the Gremlins are great, but
you've never seen Gremlins?
No, I have not. It's not been a family thing, you know.
To be fair, I'm actually surprised that it's rated PG. That putting the gremlin
in the 80s.
Putting there's a scene where the mom puts a gremlin in a blender that kind of traumatized me as a little kid, but I was still kind of laughing my ass off anyway. I was a demented child.
Yeah, I can tell. It was PG in the 80s, so, you know.
So is Jaws, which I'm surprised Jaws hasn't been updated to R. Like, I looked at Child's Play, that has been bumped up to R as of late.
Uh-huh.
So, get your together.
Oops.
And, yeah, so I was gonna say that for all the David Lynch stuff on HBO now, I'm going to do that crazy old man a solid and make sure I watch it on my laptop or my TV, but to make sure for a fact that I'm not going to watch it on my fucking phone.
Good man. Hey, you said David Lynch, right?
Yeah.
He made a show called Twin Peaks, right?
He did, and I love that show.
Speaking of Twin Peaks,
I love the first season.
It's time for... Da 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 pilot school. Wow! That was a good riff.
That was dope.
So last week we spun the wheel and it landed on Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but then we changed it because we didn't want another comedy. Because can't you tell how amused we were by all those comedies?
Yeah.
Actually, 2 of them were good. 2 out of 3. 2
out of 3. Okay, so yeah, wait, give me a sec. So we started with
Rami.
What was? Yeah, okay, yeah, Rami and Last
30 Rock. Because Rami, 30 Rock, and Last Man on Earth. Yeah.
Yeah, the first and third ones we did were great. Second one, not so much.
And we were like, hey, we're tired of all this good content, so let's watch Wayward Pines instead.
And I was excited because this was a movie nicely done. This was something I'd really wanted to see for a while because, first of all, I do enjoy Twin Peaks, especially the first season. I thought it was great. It's a very it is very Lynchian in all the best ways and the worst ways, but still really well done. So yeah, I was really excited. Even though this is very much like inspired by Twin Peaks.
Very much so,
Honestly,
yes.
a lot of things are at this point. Like even in video games, Alan Wake.
Gravity Falls.
You can definitely see that in Alan Wake, the inspiration is there. And for Gravity Falls, I would honestly say that more than anything, it's not I would say the name is definitely kind of in a way inspired by Twin Peaks, but I would say I would compare it a little more to like maybe something like Goosebumps or X Files.
What's really like Twin Peaks, though? Like,
Huh?
seriously? Do you know what's really like Twin Peaks?
What?
Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated. And I'm not
Oh my
joking.
god.
No, I'm not joking.
How? Explain.
There are direct references to Twin Peaks. There's, like, entities from other worlds. There's a lot of time stuff. It is the craziest show. You better watch it because it's really good. Look up Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, Twin Peaks. Just look it up, and you'll see all the similarities. That was a show where they took it really seriously. So, like, it was an
Oh,
actual.
whoa! They have an entire part that actually takes place in the Red Room?
Yeah, it's like their version of the Red Room, where
That
basically the
and
town
they got
cursed.
the dwarf, I think his name was. I don't know his
Yeah,
actual name, but
I forgot his name in the show, but basically that room is supposed to be the entity of the town's curse that's there that makes everybody
they
really
even do it at
want a
Gravity Falls.
treasure.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That is great.
as just a little hint.
But you know what's even more like Twin Peaks than Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated?
Probably nothing, but go on.
Deadly Premonition in every way other than quality. Or sorry, objective quality, because I still love Deadly Premonition.
So
Yeah. So nothing.
we've not been talking a lot about whatever we were supposed to be talking about. What were we talking about again? Wayward
We're talking
Pines?
about the show Wayward Pines.
It's not good. I don't like it.
I thought it was just it was like I can definitely see what because this episode was directed by my man M
My
Night Shyamalan,
man. Yep.
who's it's very strange for me to talk about him because he's directed two of my all-time favorite movies as well as what is in my opinion the worst film, like one of my is the absolute worst movie I've ever seen.
So your
I hate
favorites
it.
are Glass and Last Airbender, and your least favorite is Unbreakable, right?
Close.
Kind of
You
reverse.
mentioned so my absolute favorite from him, Sixth Sense, is a fantastic movie. All of the
Still
acting,
haven't seen it.
including Bruce Willis, which is surprising.
I really
Let
liked
me.
Unbreakable. I really liked
I love
Unbreakable.
my two favorites from him, Unbreakable and Sixth Sense. Those are the ones that are I would consider my two favorites, like two of my favorites of all time.
Mhm.
I've also seen The Village, which I think is criminally underrated. I understand why people don't like it, but I kind of love it for those reasons. There are issues I have with it, specifically with like the creatures in the movie. I really hated what Shyamalan did there.
I mean, talking about Scooby Doo, am I right?
But yeah, shut up. Let me go through this. Lady in the Water is a masterpiece of bad. It is hilarious. It is just nonsense, and it's really fun to watch. And then there's The Last Airbender, which is if I
Uh,
wasn't such a fan of the show, I would actually be able to get some ironic enjoyment out of it. But I am a fan, so it doesn't. It is
makes
just
me angry.
Shyamalan, keep making bad movies. That's okay. I'll watch them and I'll laugh at them. But dude, just ruin your own concepts, please.
So I have the art book for Avatar: The Last Airbender,
Yeah.
and M Night Shyamalan does the prologue interlude thing,
Gross.
and he keeps on saying like, you know what, Avatar: Last Airbender is the greatest show on earth. I have like
Agreed.
my kids are big fans. You know, you'll see airbending and waterbending and firebending throughout the hall.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
What?
In the last Airbender, there's going to be waterbending.
No, he was talking about his house where it's like the
Oh,
like or something like that. He was talking about
I missed that. Okay.
like how all the kids pretend like they're waterbending and stuff, and then he says like, "We'll have this art book on our coffee table always, but don't bring any coffee near it, or you'll get yelled at by everyone in the house." That's a quote because I
Damn
memorized
it.
it.
Damn it, Shyamalan. Seriously, stop blaming movies on your kids.
Yeah.
Same thing with Lady in the Water.
Same thing with Robert Rodriguez. You know what you did with Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Your kid didn't make that up. You don't even
Okay, I'm
have a
not gonna
kid.
lie. At least here's the thing. At least Shark Boy and Lava Girl is actually watchable.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna lie. I do enjoy Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Yeah.
Do I admit it's awful? Definitely. Do I still have a lot of fun with it? Yes. I'm sorry.
Close
Does
your
George
eyes, shut your mouth, dream a
uh,
dream and get us out. Dream, dream,
dream,
dream,
dream,
dream,
dream? That
dream.
might actually be the best performance of Taylor Lautner's entire career.
Got him.
Like
Depending on how you take
unironically.
that. I mean, yeah, I guess he's
I
doing
mean,
his role.
like I love how out of Twilight, like everyone in Twilight gets so much crap, but you actually have good actors. You got Billy Burke, Kristen Stewart is a good actor. Both of us can definitely say Robert Pattinson is a terrific actor.
Oh yes,
Um, yes, we've seen him in Remember Me. Um,
Coco.
no, the 9/11 one. Anyway, yeah,
Oh
no, The Lighthouse. Crap, what else? Yeah, Robbie Malek was in the last one, which is weird.
yeah.
I don't know what he went from Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2 to Need for Speed
Hmm.
to an Emmy and an Oscar. Oh wait, no, and in between that, he was also in Until Dawn. I forgot about that. Oh my god.
So we haven't been talking a lot about the thing we're supposed to be talking
We
about.
have something we're supposed to be talking about. Yeah, we're supposed to
And
be
you
talking
know
about All
why?
Wayward Pines. Why?
Because it's forgettable and bad.
Exact. It's okay. I wouldn't say it's necessarily bad. Here's what I'm gonna say. Shyamalan. I think I can definitely say for a fact Shyamalan is a much better director when he's working off of someone else's script.
This is not Shyamalan's
Because
show. Let's make that clear.
yes, it was not Shyamalan's show, but he directed this pilot, so that's why I am mentioning Shyamalan so
Right.
much. And I
Yeah.
feel like what he created in terms of aesthetic is what really works. Like I do really appreciate that sense of like whenever he describes some of his movies, he does definitely say that he's kind of inspired by David Lynch. And I definitely feel it in Wayward Pines, other than the obvious Twin Peaks kind of similarity. Kind of the Twin Peaks vibe, but also in the way he makes the characters behave.
Do you agree
Especially
with that sentiment?
Melissa Leo as the nurse. I really like Melissa Leo, and I liked her in those scenes. She did a
Yeah.
great job. Terrence Howard felt so out of place.
Who's that?
Again, he's a
Was that
good.
the cop? Was
Yeah,
that the
he was the sheriff, which is just I can't buy Terrence Howard as a
He was just
sheriff.
licking the ice cream cone. He was like, tell me about those murders.
I don't have anything against Terrence Howard. It's like he is a good actor. I loved him in Prisoners, but I think the thing is he's very director dependent and script dependent. And let's just say Shyamalan isn't a great actor director. I wouldn't
Well,
necessarily say that.
it kind of worked with this one more so than his other works because the town's supposed to be acting weird. You know,
Yeah,
everyone's supposed to be weird.
Matt Dillon does a great job of just of just looking like he's confused the whole time, and I really loved him in this.
He's like, what is going on? What's going on?
Yeah, Carla Gugino, she's great. I loved her. Although to be honest, I love her like pretty much everything. Um,
So,
who
I have
else?
some big problems with this, but here's some good things. Can I say a
Yeah,
good thing?
yeah,
I liked actually whenever. Well, first off, I liked the nurse scene wherever, because the nurse was creepy and the creepy
she was
hospital
great.
was creepy, and I also liked. I actually liked the scenes where they went outside of Wayward Pines. I liked how. I first I thought it was just gonna be like one scene where they just say, "Hey, your dad's dead," and be like, "Oh no, that's so sad," you know. But it seems like they're gonna have an active role in the series, which is different, you know.
Yeah,
Uh,
about that. Uh,
What?
I was not a fan whenever. Well, I mean, whenever they cut back to the family, I was really not a fan because, first of all, I thought the actors really undersold it.
Yes, I agree. I agree that
Um,
they were not the best actors, or at least not the best performances from these actors. I'm not going to say.
I'm not blaming the actors because I've seen both actors give solid performances and other stuff. I'm guessing it's definitely a script problem or a director problem. Point is, I'm not blaming the actors.
Yes, but
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say something after that.
Oh, but yeah, it just felt like there's a lot of times whenever it's focusing on the conflict in Wayward Pines, and I feel like it keeps cutting at the point where it shouldn't. Like it's him running through the woods, and it's like, dude, no, why are you cutting here? I want to see the rest of this. Although one of those times was justified where it turns out Toby Jones, which I was so surprised to even see him in this. I had no idea he was in it when I first pressed play. So that was cool.
So
Anyway, it was just weird to see like whenever it showed him as the doctor in Wayward Pines, and then it showed the CIA. What was it? This like the boss or something, head of the
whatever the
CIA. And then Toby
guy.
Jones walks up to him and it's just like, "Hey, I want to stop this." Nah, it's too late. That was a very interesting kind of setup. That would be interesting to see for the rest of the show, but I'm not. Frankly, I'm just not going to continue.
I think that the show played its biggest hands too early. I feel
I
like
think
I
so. Yeah.
know what's happening, basically. Like, there would be like one or two little clues, you know? Like, one or two more big reveals, but it's like, hey, we're trapped in this town. Time acts weird. There's some kind of conspiracy, going on with people, with, the sheriff and everyone not really caring and trying to kill this guy for acting out of place. It
Yeah.
feels like I already get what's going on, and even though I can't really say, like, exactly what's going on, you
You
know.
have somewhat of an idea, which is a bit too much
Right, and there's 10
for
episodes
a
of
first
this.
episode.
10 episodes in
Yeah.
the first season, and then there's 10 episodes in a second season, and it's like, how can
From what I've
you,
heard, the first season was actually really good, and the second season just got way worse because it got too far fetched.
like, how else, like, how can you stretch out all that information and still make it interesting over 10 episodes? Because it's not the characters. The characters aren't going to make it interesting.
Yeah, I doubt it because honestly, all of them just seem like blank slates.
Matt Dillon does his best at playing a brick wall.
I really, really like Matt Dillon, and this was something really funny that I noticed. The receptionist at the police station, she was in the house that Jack built. She was actually, I think, the second. So, like, in the house that Jack built, the people that he kills are separated into like different acts of the movie. So, like, second incident, she's one of the people that he kills in the movie. So, whenever he shows up and she's the receptionist, I was just like,
Back to haunt
oh,
you.
why does this seem familiar? That was just really funny to me. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why, but I also don't.
Yeah.
That was a funny little thing.
Uh, so yeah, this pilot didn't interest me. It didn't grab me.
It's not terrible, but it's not something that I would recommend necessarily because it's fine. If this is, I think it's just
It feels like
it's a
every
it's
other NBC, ABC cop drama show with like a little bit of a supernatural thing. It's like
it's
Once
like
Upon a
under
Time or
the
something.
it's like Under the Dome, but and I know people really did not like Under the Dome.
The show?
It is not, yeah, the show Under the Dome. It's whatever. The first season, even first episode, you were hooked from the beginning because it had something
Right.
interesting going on and it didn't play all of its hands so early.
That's
This
just
show,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, yeah, sure, Under the Dome got worse, but point is, it at least understood that you can't just play all your hands in the first episode. Even considering that Wayward Pines is so somewhat reminiscent of Twin Peaks, I feel like it is necessary for me to bring that show up. Twin
Yeah.
Peaks, in the very first, because the whole thing is it's about the murder of Laura Palmer, and it's like, who killed her?
What?
And The entire show. That's what it's
Right.
supposed to be about. We find out in the pilot who killed Laura Palmer
Hmm.
in a very kind of roundabout way, without spoiling it, because I highly recommend the show. Should be on Hulu. I love this show. It's great. Um,
Oh wait,
it
you've seen it?
show. I've seen the first season, and I've
Oh,
seen a good. It gets worse. Like at a certain point in season 2, it gets a little worse, and I just got
that's when
bored.
he left. He left to direct Blue Velvet or something.
I
One of his
no no
movies.
I don't think it was Blue Velvet, because Blue Velvet came out I think before. Blue Velvet was 80s and this was 92. But yeah, he did. David Lynch left because they kept being like, "Oh, you need to specify who killed Laura." But anyway, point is, first episode it shows who killed Laura in a strange way, and I'm being very vague. But the thing is, like, do they show who killed Laura? Yes, but actually no. So that's but the thing is, there's always that sense of mystery. You want to keep going because it's so strange. The characters are interesting. Kyle MacLachlan is extremely charismatic. The dopey characters, the overly aggressive characters, the goofy characters, everyone is interesting. It has a mystery that you want to see to its fruition. And even if you don't get that, you have so many fascinating characters and just this weird vibe that's so great to watch.
I'd rather
So
watch Twin Peaks than watch another episode of this.
I would rather, yeah, Twin Peaks has so much more going for it. I mean, not only is it David Lynch, but also all of the actors, because this show expects a lot from its actors to just deliver, because the show is just, it gets insane, and everyone sells it. It's very fun to watch. It's very fun. It's surprisingly funny for a crime show.
Well, David Lynch is a funny guy.
David Lynch is he has a demented sense of humor, and I love it. Yeah, but so we gonna let this pilot fly?
Nope.
Yeah, nope.
Sorry. Four
It's
out of
not bad,
10.
but I would give it maybe a 5, because there are things that I liked, but they were pretty much all kind of canceled out by the things I didn't.
Yeah. You know.
You
And
done did it again, Shyamalan. Which
I'm holding
actually,
out for a Shyamalan.
which speaking of which, I this kind of is an interesting segue to something I wanted to discuss.
Oh.
So both of us went on YouTube and we watched the yourmoviesucks.org video talking about Kimba the White Lion.
Yeah. Not.
Eh,
I'm just gonna be clear, honest right
Yeah,
now. Not one
uh-huh.
of his best videos.
I agree. I think it's 2.5 hours long, and it really could have been only like 2 hours.
I was sold at the hour mark, you know,
Me
and then
too. And
he would get
yeah,
repetitive, and then like an hour later, he'd be like, "Here's another piece of evidence," and then be like, "Oh, why didn't you put that near the beginning and then trimmed out all the fat?"
I was just watching it, and it's just like, this is never gonna end.
Not like I could do
Like,
better.
I don't have anything against his video. I don't have anything against long videos. Like his Old Boy review, I absolutely loved. I was gripped from the beginning. I never got bored because I was honestly just entertained by the way he would the passion in his voice when he would describe that original film. How annoyed he is. How like it's funny to see him be so annoyed when talking about the remake, and then when just me actually seeing footage from the remake and seeing how bad it was. It's entertaining, and you've seen that review, right, of Old Boy?
I like his stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. So this one is. I feel like what pissed me off is whenever he would do a little montage of clips from Kimba,
annoying because they
those
would last.
went on for way too long.
I looked, and the one of the bird, you know, of like explaining how the bird was angry.
I skipped through that.
That was 4 minutes.
That was 4 minutes. Dude, you could have done it in like 20
Not saying
seconds.
not saying
And
we could
that
do
sounds like
better,
right,
but
but I feel like it's not, and it sounds like a strange criticism to be like, why didn't you make it like a 4 minute clip to 20 seconds? Because there's so many of those that if you had done that, that it would have made it somewhat shorter, and I feel like it would have flowed a little better.
to be fair, there are still people who weren't convinced and were very mad, even though they didn't even watch any of the video.
I was pretty much convinced with what he made valid points, and it's hilarious to me how pretty much everybody that he was criticizing were basically just saying, I haven't seen Kimba, but from people who have, this is what I got, which is just like, oh my god, this is insane.
Like the sound clip he used where it was like, I mean, come on, Kimba, Simba,
Simba.
mm,
Hmm.
suspicious.
And at first I was like, you know what? Good point, but then also, no, that's
So, did you
it's
used to
strange.
believe that? Did you used to believe the Kimba, White Lion, and the Lion King deal?
I actually hadn't even known about it until recently, and
Oh,
honestly, I was just like, I was just like, I'm interested to see it. I knew that Adam was going to do a video on it, so I was really excited to see it. And when I saw it, it was very enlightening, to say the least. It was honestly fascinating just to see not just that, like that. Almost people are just grasping at straws to say that Lion King is 100% a ripoff of Kimba. And not
yeah.
only that, but the people making those videos are so manipulative, and they're just basically bullshitting people. That was really interesting and weird.
So what happens when there's 3,000 hours of Kimba?
Minutes.
Minutes. Sorry, not hours. That'd be crazy, though.
That would be insane.
What is this, One
Game
Piece?
of Thrones doesn't even have 3,000 hours.
Takes about 3,000 hours for me to care. Oh.
Dude, I think even South Park doesn't have 3,000 hours. It's been around since the 90s.
Yeah, whatever. Brain
But
fart,
yeah,
whatever.
so the reason why I wanted to bring that up was I found something very interesting regarding Shyamalan in this category.
Gamelon.
So recently, it wasn't necessarily created by Shyamalan. He was an executive producer, and he directed a few of the episodes of the show.
Okay.
So that's why I wanted to mention him. Of the show Servant on Apple TV, created by Tony Bascalop, I believe.
Oh yeah, I heard
He
that was a
he
pretty alright show.
he wrote the entire first season, and to be honest, I kind of loved it. It was proof to me. This is what I've been saying, that I feel Shyamalan has. After watching Glass, I felt like Shyamalan has definitely improved as a director since everything, like The Village. From what like clips online that I've seen from Split and from the entirety of Glass, I've seen that the guy, his scripts are really what's holding him down, but as a director, he's really gotten better. And with Servant, it really shows that when he directs someone else's script, he really knows what he's doing. He is a good director. So yeah, I loved Servant. I believe I gave the first season an 8 out of 10. So what happened was there was a lawsuit
Uh-oh.
because crap, let me look up. So this movie from 2013 called The Truth About Emmanuel, or no, 2013, 2014, directed by Francesca Gregorini, and she sued the movie because she said that, or here, let me go on the Wikipedia page. In January 2020, writer-director Francesca Gregorini filed a copyright infringement and injunction-seeking lawsuit against Apple TV Plus and the creators and producers of Servant, a psychological horror series that debuted on the new streaming network in November 2019. She alleged that Servant is a brazen copy of The Truth About Emmanuel and accused them of sexism.
What?
Okay. Servant's creator Tony Bascalop and co-producer M. Night Shyamalan responded that neither had seen her film and that any similarity is coincidence.
So, what were the similarities?
I am 100% on the side of Tony Bascalop and M. Night Shyamalan because I read because I saw the trailer for The Truth About Emmanuel and I didn't really see any similarities. And then I read the plot description and I kind of see what she's talking about, but at the same time, it's just grasping at straws. So what I want to do is, at first, I kind of want to slightly describe what the kind of the basis of Servant. So the whole show is about a woman, like a just husband and
You've
wife.
already lost me with woman. I'm sorry.
Oh my god. Okay.
Is there like a gender bent version of this show, like how they did with Ghostbusters? Because then I'd
I
be
mean,
interested.
is there a version where the man gives? Oh wait, no, that's June. I think that's called Junior with Arnold
Well,
Schwarzenegger. Anyway, shut up, shut up, shut up. Anyway, so the whole thing with Servant is that it's a couple who are grieving the loss of their child at like I think 15 weeks or something like that. So what they decide to do is, as a coping mechanism, the wife has a reborn doll that is basically just pretending as her child until she gets better. But the thing is, she's not getting better anytime soon, and they essentially hire a nanny for this doll. And the nanny doesn't seem to notice anything. So it gets insane over time. The truth about Emmanuel, the basic premise is a troubled teen befriends a new neighbor who resembles the teen's late mother and is adrift in a fragile fictional world of her own creation. Both of them definitely do have that reborn doll as a plot device, because the whole thing is, so Emmanuel, she has a neighbor. She's racked with guilt because her mom died giving birth to her, and her next door neighbor moves in, and she realizes, holy shit, she looks like my mom. She just so when the neighbor's like, hey, I need someone to babysit my kid. She's like the first person. She's like, I'll do it. So she starts doing that, and
Is the doll?
what?
Is the kid a doll?
Yeah, the kid's a doll.
So
So apparently that's enough for her to cry rip off, which is, here's the thing. First of
what
all,
about
and
Brahm?
what?
Brahm, the doll from The Boy. That's a thing.
Yeah,
Remember?
she didn't. Yeah, but I think the thing is, for some reason, apparently she didn't say anything about that one. And
What
what
about
she
villains?
said, can I continue, please?
No. Sure, whatever. Sorry.
Okay, so the thing is, she's pissed off because the court um dismissed her case after having watched the first 3 episodes of Servant, and said that it is not a ripoff because, first of all, they do vastly different things in terms of tone and story and even themes. And me, having watched the entire first season, 100% agree, because the main themes of Servant is just guilt and overall, and just basically about guilt. And Emmanuel, the truth about Emmanuel is basically about a girl who wants a mother. And also, by the way, it's Servant is a supernatural show, and
Is,
they go in very different directions.
is there
So I
not a
have a
supernatural element to The Truth About Emmanuel?
no, it's a psychological movie.
Oh.
And also, this is where it just gets really shitty. Francesca Gregorini said that she lost the suit because she's a woman. She genuinely thinks that that's why.
Well, I'm not.
Also, okay, look, I'm. Do I think that sexism exists? Yes, there are definitely examples of it, but this is, I feel, an open and closed case that you did not that you were not ripped off.
Yeah, I mean,
Because your film and the show Servant are going for two very different things. And also, it's like acting as if the concept of a reborn doll is such an original idea that she created. That's
like
been
not.
around for a while. It's an actual the reborn dolls are an actual thing.
Yeah.
So
Wait, wait. Did you hear
what?
that? Did you
What?
hear that? Oh,
What?
look, it's Chucky, the living doll boy.
Aha! Aha!
Hi,
So I
Chucky. How
feel
are
like
you? He's fine, by the way. Michael Jackson.
Oh my god! Don't talk about creeps on the show. So yeah. I did not like this was really just something that sucked to read. And honestly, pretty much everybody I think is on the side of Shyamalan and
That's
Best
a first.
Gallup, which I agree. That is very strange to read, but I'm very happy that that's the case, because this is just bullshit. I hate when people just call out. It's just because like essentially, even if like in this case, this is a woman clearly in the wrong, and she's still calling sexism. I'm sorry, but just stop. That's not the case.
Yeah, but it just happens every
You
once in a while where there's it's just like, hey, they stole my movie idea or my TV show idea or my book idea, and they'll be like, no, we didn't, and then nothing happens because
yeah, it's
usually
this
the
is
first thing
yeah.
stinks.
Yeah, exactly. Truth about Emmanuel, nobody liked it. Pretty much everybody said it was bad.
And Kimba, like the clips of Kimba and how it got kind of weird.
And what's so funny is the court actually dismissed the case after only having seen the first 3 episodes. And what's funny about that is because episode 4 onwards, it gets way crazier and it goes in completely different directions. So it's so funny that just after episode 3, they're like, yeah, enough has happened to differentiate these. It's unbelievable. I hate it so much. I hate that. I
So,
never thought I'd be defending Shyamalan about something because, yeah, I am. This is BS.
well, we watched things this week besides a bad M. Night Shyamalan thing and reading a bad M. Night Shyamalan message or news thing.
Something involving M Night Shyamalan, but I'm just happy it worked in Shyamalan's favor, even though Gregorini is saying this isn't over, and she's basically just trying to dig. I guess she's just trying to dig herself a deeper hole. I don't know.
I'll get you next time, Shyamalan.
And your meddling kid. It's like no, and your dog too.
And M. Night Shyamalan, so I was like, whoa. What
No,
would
no,
he
no, no,
say?
no.
What?
The
Whoa.
dog is Jason Blum.
He says, what? Whoa. Like that. I don't know. Whatever. This is embarrassing again.
Oh
So,
my
what'd you watch
god.
this week? What'd you watch? Movies, TV
Not
shows, whatever.
much.
Good.
So I watched the first Lord of the Rings movie. I rewatched the theatrical cut, and it was very nostalgic for me. And I feel like part of me, when kind of talking about it, uh, I'll admit I feel like there might have been a case of me having nostalgia goggles on. But overall, I still love it. I do think it's a fantastic movie overall.
Honestly, I know I've seen the whole thing before, but I don't remember because I was like so young then. You know?
Yeah, my that's the thing. My dad would show me little snippets whenever I was little, and then by the time I was 8, he would actually let me watch all 3 movies. So I do kind of have some sort of that kind of attachment to these movies, and
You know,
I've always loved them.
you know what's kind of sad?
What's up?
I don't remember a lot of the Lord of the Rings, but I
But
do
you remember The
remember.
Hobbit?
Yes, because The Hobbit I've seen a billion times. The first one, and that first movie, unpopular
It's
opinion,
pretty
it's
good.
good. It's really good. You guys are just haters. I'm sorry.
I agree. I'm actually shocked whenever I see like the reaction to that first movie. I'm like, okay, chill. It's actually good. It's a good movie.
Other movies cannot exist if you want, but whatever.
Second movie's good. Second movie's also good, but it it's the opposite of Lord of the Rings because I feel Lord of the Rings gets better with every movie, but Hobbit gets worse because first movie's great, second movie's pretty good, third movie, it's
Yeah.
whatever.
So,
Yeah.
what else?
And I also watched a Bo Burnham comedy special called What?
What? You watched it on your phone?
Okay.
Okay.
I watched it on my laptop, and yeah, it was really funny because I love Bo Burnham. And
What
then
was
I
your
also watched
favorite
what?
bit? Wait, really quick. What's your favorite Bo Burnham bit? Because that was my favorite of his comedy specials, I think.
My favorite bit from it, I would say maybe his either left brain, right brain, or maybe the crap, what was it? His intro mime song.
That was great. Izzy skiing.
Trumpet sound. So I also watched Aziz Ansari's comedy special right now, and before this point, I was never really a big fan of him. Sorry for that burp. I think his humor is just overly crude for the sake of it, but here he was a lot more meditative, and he made some pretty good jokes. Involving like he brought up, because his whole sexual harassment thing that happened,
Not know
where he was
that.
kind of what
I did not know that.
what happened was he was accused of I think sexual harassment or assault or something by a girl that he had that he was dating, and it was consensual, but she lied and said it wasn't.
Is
So
that
yeah,
confirmed or?
it's confirmed. It's confirmed.
I'll take your word for it for now, but I might do more research. That's just
Yeah.
good thing to do.
Yeah, I agree. For as far as I know, she was lying about it. Anyway, so what happened was he was making a joke, basically just talking about how people would walk up to him and be like, "Hey, you're really funny in that show. In that, I love that episode where you're talking about Supreme." And it's like, "Oh no, dude, you're thinking of Hassan Minaj. That's not me." It's like, "I also love your special Homecoming King. That's also Hassan." Wait, so okay, okay, so were you the guy with the sexual harassment allegation? No, 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 no. That was not me. That was Hassan. That was one of his jokes. That was pretty good.
That's
He was
pretty good.
one of his what he was basically he brought up the Apu controversy, and like basically someone like a white woman walking up to him being like, "Isn't that insane? Isn't that so racist?" And it's like, yeah, it's been there for 30 years. Uh, things aren't racist because white people realize it, which is just like, oh, thank you. No
Was
offense,
he
dude.
the
No offense,
guy
dude.
who? Wait, was he the guy who kind of made that documentary?
No, that was Adi Shankar, I think. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Castlevania guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Apu thing was bad and whatever.
It's honestly at this point I don't really care. It's just like whatever. I'm used to it, but I agree. It doesn't that doesn't have to be something that I'm just used to.
It's just there's a lot of complaints, and I feel like, I mean, I know I'm, you know, Caucasian, but um, I feel like the character of Apu is fleshed out enough to where he's not a stereotype, even though he is a stereotype, you know. But
He's
he
like
lives
a
in a
kind of yeah.
he's a stereotype in a town of stereotypes, you
I kind
know.
of see that. Like say yeah, I understand that. Like
They made fun
maybe
of the
it's making
Irish and all that.
maybe it's making fun of the stereotypes more than just making fun of the people. Like, for example, Borat isn't making fun of Middle Eastern people, it's making fun of all of the stereotypes associated with Middle Eastern people in order to kind of make them seem just to like completely call out the bull in those stereotypes.
They have
And
some.
South Park does this all the time. I personally I don't care, because the thing is like if it makes fun of Indian people, that's okay with me, because I feel like it just makes fun of everybody in a way that at least makes it feel like they're not racist, they're not insulting. They make fun of, like, for example, I'm pretty sure they're so let's say they are white atheists. They'll make fun of white people and they'll make fun of atheists as well. They'll make fun of their own demographic, which makes it like I'm fine with it. So, yeah.
you know, it's very complicated. Check out Hot Diggity Demon's video on the Apu controversy, because that was actually really good to all the listeners out there.
Yeah. I'd like
So
to, yeah, check that out.
yeah,
So,
uh,
again, as an Indian person, I've gotten from people and it sucks, but I'm not, I guess it's just because of that I've developed a somewhat thick skin and a sense of humor. So I guess that's why it doesn't bother me as much as it does other people. But also, what's kind of funny is that a lot of the people that it's bothering are white people.
it's like the Speedy Gonzalez thing. where a lot of people were saying it was an offensive Mexican stereotype, but Mexicans really love Speedy Gonzalez. Like people in Mexico, like that was their favorite character.
But it's all the white people saying it. So again, like Aziz says, it's not racist just because white people figured it out. No offense, Matt.
Well, none taken, I guess. What else have you seen?
And I was getting back into the show Dark on Netflix. It's a German show. It's about time travel, essentially. It's another like Twin Peaks was definitely kind of something that was inspired Dark, but I feel like it handles it a lot more, like a lot better than Wayward Pines or Deadly Premonition. It's actually it's fascinating. The time travel is it's a very interesting way of handling time travel. Like you would expect it to be like, say, like you could basically just completely change events in other things, like say Looper or something like that. In Dark, how it works is that you can't change anything, and that essentially time will always have some sort of predetermined way, like predetermined path, and you can travel back in time, and even though like the past heavily influences the future also influences the past. And when I was watching the trailer and it said that, I was just like, mm, okay, I
Gobbledygook.
guess.
That doesn't
And
mean
then
anything.
I watched that first season, and it's like, holy shit, that's what they're talking about. It's crazy. It's a great show. And I know that initially it got a lot of Stranger Things comparisons,
Yeah.
which I really hate. It's annoying because yes, even though I like Stranger Things, it annoys me that every time Netflix has a sci-fi show that involves young characters, suddenly it's Stranger Things. Like
Mhm.
even the OA got Stranger Things influence. Like people are like, "Oh, this is like Stranger Things," which they clearly didn't even watch the OA because no, it's not.
Stranger Things is really popular, and anything that was 80s or starred kids or was about a dark supernatural thing, it was Stranger Things, you know?
Okay, but but the thing is also strange. You also have to focus on like tone because Stranger Things is it does get a little dark at times, but overall it is kind of like for
Spielberg,
tweens more than anything, maybe
Spielbergian.
teenagers. Yeah, it's very much inspired by Amblin stuff, but then Dark and the OA are very much more adult oriented.
Hmm.
Uh, especially the OA. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Anything else?
the last season of Dark's actually coming out this month, so or not this month, it's still May. Next month. And tonight I'm probably gonna watch Lucy in the Sky because that's gonna be on HBO tonight.
What about?
Don't know why I'm excited for that.
Okay.
Your turn.
Okay, I was hoping you would talk about Primal, but it's okay. I'll just go.
Okay. I saw the first episode. It was really good. I might continue it. And animation's fantastic. It's surprisingly screwed up, and it gets so far considering that it doesn't have any dialogue.
Not even a lot of like grunts or anything like that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
there's absolutely that's the thing because then you have to focus so much more on the actual visual storytelling.
There's some
And
grunts, but it's not like, oh, I'm sad, so I'm gonna do a sad grunt. I'll be like, "Hmm." There's none
no,
of that.
the show gets everything that it needs to convey through the use of music, through the use of I would say editing even, facial expressions. That's all the show needs. And it does a great job with that, and it never feels like it's essentially treating its audience like, "Oh, you're stupid. We have to dumb it down for you." I feel like it has faith in its it has faith in its audience, and that's really really great.
Gendy Tarkovsky is one of the greatest visual storytellers of all time.
I am interested in checking out more of his stuff after having seen that first episode. I really liked it.
Yeah, you got Samurai Jack on HBO Max.
Oh yeah, he did Samurai Jack. He did the Clone Wars like
Miniseries.
yeah, the miniseries that I think they released before Attack of the
Yes,
Clones?
it was going on during while the prequels were coming out, and then there was the other Clone Wars
Yeah.
series that was not him. He also made
And then
Dexter's Laboratory and Symbionic
yeah,
Titan.
that's where I remember him. Yeah, Dexter's Lab.
Yep.
He also
Uh,
did. He was a crew member of Powerpuff Girls.
yeah, he was. So a lot of people who worked on Powerpuff Girls, they went on to make a lot of big shows. Like
Really?
yeah, you got people who made The Loud House and Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, all of Gendy Tartakovsky's stuff, and especially Milo Pony, which was made by the creator's wife.
Hmm. I'm very interested to see whatever else he makes, and I actually have a question about Primal. Is it a mini series, or is there going to be more?
So right now, the first 5 episodes are released. There's going to be another 5 episodes, but that's in the same season, and I think it is going to just be a mini series.
Oh, so there's going to be 10 episodes?
There's going to be 10 episodes total, but there's only 5 episodes out right now, and we have no idea where the other ones are.
Honestly, honestly, I don't even care. I just really like it.
Yeah. They showed the sixth
Yeah.
episode on April's Fool's Day, for Adult Swim,
Yeah, I heard about that.
but I didn't watch it yet. So,
Yeah.
oops. So here's what I watched. Here's
Okay,
some
tell me.
things. I watched H.G. Wells' The Time Machine from 1960.
Okay.
It was good. It was
Yeah, I'm sure it
very,
was.
it's an old movie, but it was good for an old movie, There's a lot of
Do you
like
have anything against old movies?
yes, they look old and not new. I only like current pop culture references.
This episode is over.
The main character didn't even floss.
What did you just say?
The main character didn't even floss in this. How am I supposed to relate to him?
Excuse me for a minute. Mm, okay.
Okay.
Sorry. You're
But for real, I really like this movie. The first part was the strongest part whenever he's just traveling through time, because that takes up a large portion of it.
Mhm.
Then he gets stuck in like this distant future thing, which was like okay, but
Okay.
I kind of got it before. Like I figured stuff out before the character did.
Oh, what are you like? Kind of intelligent, slightly intelligent?
I'm more intelligent than the guy who invented the time machine, I guess.
Oh, I thought you were about to say you're more intelligent than me because that's also kind of true.
Uh,
But
well,
that's low
thanks.
hanging. That's low hanging fruit.
That's kind of a compliment. Thanks.
Oh, I complimented. No, I didn't mean. I didn't mean it.
I tricked you again. Okay, so 6 out of 10 for the time machine. Watch whatever you
Okay.
want. Has
I'm
a
also,
good ending.
I'm also looking at your list right now.
Oh, no, well, okay. Fun fact: H.G. Wells' son, he directed The Prince of Egypt.
No way, that was him.
He also directed Mars Needs Moms.
Less impressive, but he did he did something.
Yeah, H.G. Wells did some. Like his son did a lot of cool stuff. I don't know who H.G. Wells is, but he sounds like a cool guy too.
You don't know who H.G. Wells is?
That was a joke.
Okay, because I was like, and also by the way, it was his grandson that
Oh,
directed it.
Grant.
Great grandson.
Okay, well, I was close enough. Whatever. Makes
Yeah.
sense as his great grandson.
More than his son. His son is also a person. Oh no, he's dead. Never mind.
Oh, oops.
Yeah, all of his children are dead.
Uh,
Everyone
speaking,
dies
yeah.
someday.
Speaking of dead, I watched The World Tenenbaums.
What kind of transition was that?
I don't know, like the dad pretends that he's gonna die, so whatever.
I'm dead. Very nice.
Yeah, it was really charming and good. It was my first live action Wes Anderson movie.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
And
so
is it your only other Wes Anderson movie you've seen?
I've seen
Completely?
no, I've seen Fantastic Mr. Fox all the way too.
Okay.
I
And
finished it.
hey Matt, guess what my favorite animated movie of all time is?
Mars Needs Moms.
Close. The Boss Baby.
Ah, cookies are for closers. Have you seen the animated show for Boss Baby?
No.
I haven't, but there's clips of it and it's hilarious.
I saw like a clip of it in a video from Let Me Explain.
clip where it's like
It's the one where it's just like, he's a dumpster baby. Hey, maybe he's not that bad. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know your brother was a liberal. And it's
that's
just
what I was
like,
gonna say.
oh, that's the one. Okay.
There's also a line where Boss Baby, like he has to deal with the real baby thing, and he's like, this is like dealing with North Korea.
Is Alec Baldwin in that show as well? Because
No,
I know he was. Okay, good. At
it's a
least
fake voice actor.
he has some dignity. Okay, good.
Not much.
I mean,
Then
yeah,
I
he was also in Arctic Dogs.
so I also watched Road to Perdition. It was good. I liked it. There's not much.
That's a Sam Mendes movie, right?
Yeah,
That's jeez.
there's not like it was a really good mafia movie. I liked the,
Have you seen many gangster? Oh wait, no, you have. You've seen Goodfellas.
but that's pretty much the only one. Goodfellas.
Check out The Godfather if you ever can.
I
Amazing movie.
will. I'm getting to it. I've heard. You know what? I haven't heard of that movie, but I'm sure it's really good. I like the I liked how the kid was a big character in Red Dead Redemption.
And he could actually act.
Yeah, it was more about like father son than the big mafia. You know.
Yeah.
Then I watched Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, and that was amazing.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's my second Coen Brothers movie.
Your first being
No Country for Old Men.
okay.
And so this is my first comedy from them, I guess.
Yeah.
And it was incredible. It was really good. And that song, the Oh Why I'm a Man of Sorrow, that one.
Yeah, I love them all in this. This it was very funny. But did you like it more or less than No Country for Old Men?
Oh, that's a toughie. That's a
What
real
did you give No
toughie.
Country for Old Men? Did you give that a 9 or did
I
you?
gave that a 9. I gave it a 9. And this is
Wow.
also a 9.
Wow.
So
I would
they're both,
personally say No Country for Old Men because I gave this an 8 and No Country for Old Men a 10.
yeah. I don't know. They're two different movies.
Yeah, that is the thing about the Coen brothers. I feel like a lot of their filmography you can't really compare all that much. Like you can't say you can't compare Oh Brother Where Art Thou with like Blood Simple or Inside Llewyn Davis or
Right.
True Grit or something like that, which is I mean, yeah, you could pinpoint the specific things that they do they're kind of neo westerns or dark comedies and stuff like that, but you can never necessarily. A lot of them aren't like 100% like another.
It's insanely quotable. You know.
Oh, brother, where art thou? I need to
Yeah.
see it again.
It was
Maybe
like,
I'll yeah.
we thought you turned into a frog. Nah, I just got kidnapped. I
Yeah,
guess
that was great.
I guess we didn't consider that.
And it's strange because this is um
A
a
retelling of the
retelling of the
Odyssey.
Odyssey, which
Yeah.
is so strange. Now I need to read the Odyssey.
I kind of got most of the Odyssey references, but then there was a really obvious one that I didn't get, which I realized after I watched the movie, like in bed. I was like, "Huh, that was a good movie." And I was like, John Goodman was a Cyclops because he had an eye patch, and I didn't realize that for some
No.
reason because
Oh
I'm
my
dumb.
god. I need to check out like stuff like this, like how Throne of Blood is Macbeth. I need
Yeah,
to check out stuff like that. That is fascinating to see how people can like rework stuff like that and just find a way to actually change it into something modern or at least more modern than the source material in this case.
and then I watched 1917. You already watched it, and
Nice.
you already talked about it. So I
I'm,
won't.
I'm pretty sure you gave it a 7.
Yeah, I gave it a 7. It's closer to an 8.
Wow, okay.
What would you give it closer to a 6 or
I would
something?
say I would say closer to a 6 and that's because the music really took a lot away from me.
It's not that bad.
It's not bad. I think the music is very, very good. The issue is how it's used. And I feel like it's very manipulative at points.
I feel
Like,
like, yeah,
it almost feels like they told the composer too. And this might sound harsh, but it kind of feels like they asked them to kind of rip off music from Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross during the more tense sequences, because it kind of felt like what you would do if you had Thomas Newman try to kind of add a little bit of his own flair to music from, what is it, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. But like during the more melancholy sequences, the music is beautiful and it fits perfectly. But whenever the movie's supposed to be tense, the music just took a lot away from it for me.
Temp music
But
for
again,
you.
there was so much more that I liked. The cinematography was great, of course, and the effect was. It's not the best use of this technique that I've seen. I think I think Birdman did it way better. But again, very different movies. And also 1917 is just way more ambitious.
Yeah.
And I was genuinely surprised that this didn't win the Oscar for production design because
Well, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was amazing in
oh,
that regard.
absolutely, but they had to build the trenches. They built all of those trenches.
Yeah.
And if you've seen the behind the scenes for like the scene whenever the camera goes through a window, like they actually had to have a movable wall for the camera to be able to fit.
I think the behind the scenes would be really interesting. Speaking of behind the scenes, I also watched Broadway Idiot.
So
Have you
was
heard
that
of this?
a is that kind of like a documentary about like a tour for American Idiot or
It's a,
something?
it's about the making of the musical American Idiot, which is based off, Green Day's American Idiot, and Billy Joe Armstrong was really involved in the production,
Yeah,
and it's like one Green Day's music is good, so I liked it.
yeah,
And I liked
yeah.
I liked all the sets and all that stuff that they showed off, but really
Okay,
it was really more of a behind the scenes deal than a real documentary. There wasn't a lot of stakes or a story or anything like that. It was just kind of like, hey, we're making it. Isn't Green Day's music really cool? And I'm like, yeah, it is. So
but you can't really coast off of just that.
right. It's not a real deal, but it's a low 6 out of 10. I would give it, but
Okay,
you know,
it's
and yeah,
I thought you were going to say another movie when you said behind the scenes, but that's technically kind of a spoiler. But whatever.
uh, and then I watched Hereditary, final movie Hereditary.
Okay, you clearly liked it a lot less than I did, but I
I
forgive
think
you.
it. I think I've been exposed to this movie so much. I've watched
That might have been
videos.
it. Yeah.
I've read the script. You know, I've done
Yeah.
so much stuff about Hereditary, but didn't watch Hereditary. And then I watched Hereditary, and it's like, yep, that's just like how I remember it.
So you gave it. I can agree with like a 7 for a first viewing. I think that's what I gave it when I first watched it. What happened with me was I watched it the first time and then I thought about it and just it kind of sat there. And then I watched it again and I'm like, yeah, I'll bump it up to maybe a 9. And then so I went to Northern Tier in Canada over the summer for a week, and when we were driving to the airport, my friend and I were watching it on the way back, like just on the drive, and we would pause at specific moments and we would discuss it. And I feel like that's what really brought it up to a 10 for me, like being able to discuss it and all the stuff, like just all the stuff that Ari Aster did in that movie. I feel like just specific scenes, like without spoilers, because I highly recommend this movie. I think you do as well. Would you recommend it?
Yes, I definitely do. It's not a bad movie. It's just, and I know it's a great movie. Honestly, probably
Is
one
it
of the
just?
better. It's probably
It's
just me.
definitely one of
Just
the better horror movies of recent years.
I've just become null. I've just become numb to this movie.
I understand. I can understand that. I did actually like I exposed myself to a lot of it at first before watching it, but it still kind of screwed me up a little, specifically near the end. But and without spoiling it, the car scene, I feel like that's personally my favorite scene of the entire movie because I feel like how Ari Aster handled it in terms of like framing the shot and how the camera movement
That's
and
fantastic.
it was, and I didn't, and the subtleties of it, I didn't notice until my third viewing.
When I was reading the script of that scene, I lost breath
Yeah, it is.
because like how he writes it, it's the most terrifying scene probably that I've seen in a
I
while.
I want Ari Aster to become a bigger name. I really hope his next. He said after Midsummer, he said that was going to be his last horror movie for a while, which I'm actually kind of happy with because I feel like Hereditary and Midsummer at points are a bit too similar. Plus, I just really feel like he would do like with a melodrama or something. I'd really love to see him do that.
Right.
Yeah. I'm a fan of Ari Aster. I really liked his short film Strange Thing About the Johnsons, even though that one is also really screwed up. Um, I would check out the A24 podcast. Has
Oh
some
yes, I
great
love that.
interviews.
I love
They
that
have
podcast.
yeah, check out the one with, if you haven't already, the one with Ari Aster and Robert Eggers, which is just a pair up I absolutely loved.
I listened to
Um,
that while I was playing football.
I
Well,
also watched. I listened to one where it's the Safdie brothers talking to Paul Thomas Anderson about Adam Sandler. It was great. I loved it.
my favorite one was the Jonah Hill, Michael Cera one.
Oh, I need to. So the Safdie brothers. I don't remember if it was Safdies or Paul Thomas Anderson. They were talking about how they were on the set of Little Nicky and they saw Quentin Tarantino there for some reason.
Oh yeah,
It
that
was
was
like
great.
that was. I love the Safdies.
Yeah,
I
he was
want to
in
see
that
them.
movie for some reason. I don't know why.
Tarantino was in Little Nicky. Oh my.
Yeah, that's why he was at the set. He wasn't directing it.
I know he didn't direct it.
That'd
That
be
was
that'd be
just
a twist.
That would be awesome. Actually, no, it wouldn't be awesome because that means he's already directed 10 movies and he's done. So, yeah,
Oh, well,
that's sad.
I'm drained. I'm a little drained from conversation.
Yeah,
Speaking of
but,
drained, we watched a movie about vampires.
no, Matt, we didn't watch one movie.
What do you mean, Ohm?
We did a double feature. Wah, wah, wah. Thomas Alfredson, let the right one in. Let the right one in, more like, let the white one in. So this movie is a 2008 Swedish film. It's a romantic horror movie set in 1982 in the suburb of Blackburg, Stockholm. 12-year-old Oscar is a lonely outsider, bullied at school by his classmates. At home, Oscar dreams of revenge against a trio of bullies. He befriends his 12-year-old next-door neighbor Eli, who only appears at night in the snow-covered playground outside their building. So um I'm gonna go first because this is what I just want to kind of delve into why I wanted to share this. Because Let the Right One In, my parents and I, we saw a play adaptation at Alley Theater, and
Oh,
I'm not gonna
cool.
lie, it was pretty awesome. It
Was it a
scared the shit out.
musical?
No, it was not a musical. Thank God. That
That's a
would
shame.
honestly,
I would love that one.
honestly,
Like, let
as
me
much as
in. I'm a vampire. Let me in. I can't let you in. Can't let you in, please, dude.
you're ruining it. You're ruining it. Okay, so
That's what I do.
this is so we watched it and it actually terrified us. It was impressive because I kind of knew what the plot of the movie was already. So whenever they get to the end, the what is it, the pool scene, that I was like, okay, how are they gonna pull this off in a stage production? And what they did was honestly, it was pretty cool how they managed to handle it. The scene with the bathtub and the person coming in and she just brutally fucking murders him. That scared my mom so much. She just got up in the middle of it, and we were just like, "Mom, what's going on? Are you okay?" And then she just sat down. It's almost like she just forgot what she was doing. Like I think she just wanted to run for a second. It was yeah, and had an effect on us. It was we pretty much all loved it, and I guess my mom was wondering why 15-year-old me thought we should watch that as a family. But yeah, so I finally watched the movie and I really loved it overall. Thomas Alfredson has had a very bad track record. He after this, I think he directed Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, which I haven't seen. I heard it was fine. But then The Snowman was his latest movie, and I decided to do something very unique. I decided to be like the people who made this movie, and just like them, I didn't finish 10 to 15% of it. Oh.
Okay.
So okay,
Yeah.
now I want to know how you feel.
Okay. Well, now I can talk. And yeah, I really like this. I really like this 2008 Let the Right One In movie. Your mom probably thought that you were like Oscar at the beginning of it, where he's just stabbing a tree and going all school shooter.
I'm not that bad.
Well, I don't know. Like you're just like, ha ha ha, yes, kill, kill, like that probably during the play.
I was like during that moment, I'm just like, dude, chill out, just stop.
He's already dead.
Like if it wasn't in the 80s, I would just be like, why aren't you playing Linkin Park right now? Like he's just stabbing the tree, crawling in my skin. Like that would be hilarious. I'd love that.
So yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna talk about this one. I'm not gonna mention the other one,
The
but
other
I think
movie that we're gonna talk
right,
about. Sorry.
and I think it was yeah, it was really good. I liked my favorite parts were all the parts with the kids because there's a kind of a subplot in the second act of this movie
Yeah.
where what's her name, Hakan
Holy
Haken.
shit. I forgot the characters' names.
It's Haken or Hakon or whatever. Vampire girl.
I'd go Hakan. Oh, the girl? Oh, the vampire girl's name is Eli.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
thinking who was Hakan?
Ha-
Oh, that was the
Hakan was, I think, her
dad, like the guardian.
guardian.
Yeah, whatever. Not
Yeah,
dad.
guardian, and something else, which is a bit uncomfortable, but still.
So yeah. So Eli, I like the stuff with Oscar and Eli and all the bullies at school.
Yeah, all of the child actors I felt overall did a really good job. Child actors, like especially whenever you have these like child actors are already like kind of a big like iffy thing for me, but if they're just not going to be in the movie all that often, then that's fine. But whenever they're main characters, you have to have like really good kid actors, and I felt uh Kare Hedebrandt and Lena Leanderson both did a really good job overall.
It was not a scary movie. It was
Not at all.
subtle, and I liked it for that. Like the big scary scene at the end is is Oscar being in a pool while all the scary stuff happens above him, and you just see like some
I
limbs.
love that scene. I love that scene so much. It was how they handled it. I mean, it's really fucked up in the sense that the kids just like basically earlier in the movie he finally gets back at one of his bullies and like smacks him really hard in the head with a like with a stick.
Because the kid,
And
he's just shocked for a little bit, and then like he gives out a scream that's so real.
that yeah, when I watched that like it's not just a it's like such an ear-piercing scream. Like it kind of sounds like say in the beginning of Midsommar, Florence Pugh screams and cries. Like you can tell, it sounds like it physically hurts the actress. I felt that, and it was just, whoa, okay, yikes.
Oscar, good job. I could
Oscar, you fucking sociopath.
I could imagine, like those one of those kids from 13 Reasons Why, doing that scream
Oh
and
my.
it not working at all.
Ah, which
I'm
is actually
glad.
kind of. It's funny that you bring up 13 Reasons Why,
Nope,
but we'll get to that in the next.
that was a joke. I was doing a joke.
Yeah, if you got one of the like Dylan Minnette in the open house, his screams at the end of the movie. Ah, don't hurt me, please! Ah!
So
Yeah, that was funny. Anyway, yeah, the older brother, what he does, like the bully's older brother is just like, if you hold your breath for this unrealistic amount of time underwater, I'll just scratch you. Otherwise, I will stab your eye out. Which is just okay.
I liked Oscar in this movie because at the beginning it's shown that he's a psycho because he has like the whole book of killings and he stabs trees and pretends like he like role plays and stuff.
Yeah, I would say psychopath more than I was gonna say sociopath, but actually, yeah, you're right. Psychopath fits a little
Either way,
more
you know
because it's not like he's faking emotion or anything.
he screwed up. Let's just say he screwed up.
Definitely, yeah.
And like when the bullies bully him, he's not like super scared or anything like that. He doesn't show a lot of emotion like when the kids hit him with the like when the other kids hit him with the little stick thing, you know?
Because it's like he's almost used to it at this point. It feels like.
Right. When the big brother comes to basically drown him, he's pretty subservient to it and not, if I was him I would like, try to swim away or something like that, but I mean, that's a dumb thing, but whatever.
Oh, Oscar at the end of the movie.
Yeah. But he
Honestly, I understand why not, but at the same time, like
try something.
sh- shock affects people in completely different ways. Like
Right.
again, this is something that you would do. It's not necessarily something that someone else would do. That's a thing that like everybody's like like say in a horror movie when someone just doesn't do something that's like so obvious, like why did you double tap or something like that. It's because
Yeah.
we're not thinking rationally.
That wasn't a knock against him. I was saying that his performance was really good in that moment because he didn't look
Okay.
scared or anything like that. He was just kind of, he doesn't react to the bullies, and I think that was a smart decision to show his sociopathy, screwed upness, and the theme of this. I think the central theme of this was he was always kind of like daydreaming, and he was like the edge lord kid, and he wanted to kill and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
then whenever he actually like witnesses a killing from Eli, you know, he's he's like turned off from it and is like, no, I would never, you know, do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And sort of like
Yeah.
how there's always those kids, who would be like, yeah, I would totally beat that guy up. But then you have people who would, you know, pacifist, or people who would have certain experiences with beating up people or not or getting beaten up.
Yeah,
That would
I would say that's a good way of saying that. There's so much that's just and we all have different ways of handling this stuff.
yeah. So great movie. I give it an 8 out of 10. There's you know I actually did like the part with how the lady that Eli bit, was
Oh,
trying to like turn into a vampire kind of slowly, and all the cats attacked her and all that stuff. Even though those were bad CGI cats, it doesn't matter.
yeah, it could
It's not
have.
the worst CGI in this series.
It is. Yeah, it is not the worst CGI that we're going to be talking about in this episode. But yeah, I loved it too. I gave it I think I gave it a 9 out of 10.
Yep, I give it
It's
an 8.
and also cool thing. I don't know if you knew this. So this book, it's based off of the book by Jean Ajvide Lindqvist, who also wrote the book that was made into the movie Border.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's also based off of one of his books. So he has a type. Let's just say that. Although Border is a lot more. I mean, it's still kind of. It's not horror necessarily. It's more. Let's say if Guillermo del Toro made like a romance movie with trolls, probably.
I know the movie.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I know it.
Yeah, Border. I saw some of it. It's pretty dope. Anyway, So we have one more movie that we're going to be talking about, and it's called Let Me In, directed by Matt Reeves.
Well, it's the
What's up?
same thing.
You're cutting out. What do you mean? It's the same thing? Like, just.
Yeah, it's just I was not a big fan of the. Maybe it's just because.
So actually, let me go into this real quick.
Sure.
This is an American remake of Let the Right One In, or another adaptation of the book, because from what I'm actually aware of, this is more like the book than it is like the movie, because this is something that I'd actually like to. This is something I don't know why I didn't mention this, but in Let the Right One In, the scene with the girl that you said turned into a vampire and died, her boyfriend, husband, whatever, goes into the house, and he's the one who Eli kills near the end of the movie. Um, in the book, it is actually a cop. The cop storyline is in the book
Yeah,
rather
the
than the
whole cop
neighbor.
thing.
And even in
But
the what was it? The crap. What else? Even in the play, it was like that.
in the play,
The play that I saw, that's how because that was a little strange to me that they replaced that with something else.
well, that way they have the same amount of characters. It's not just cop is there.
It's the same amount of characters, but I feel like the cop storyline makes a little more sense. I mean, okay, both of them make more sense, but I feel like a cop, come on, a cop should have been brought in at some point.
Yeah, but not necessarily to, but like talk to that subdivision because they cannot recognize the guy. They couldn't recognize the guy.
That is very true.
Saw Fear
Yeah, I
Factor?
forgot about that. Which, yeah, let's talk about. So you did not really care for this movie all that much?
No, it feels like it did the. So the director said that they were trying to do more from the book than the movie, but it feels beat for beat the same as the movie, the
I do.
2008
I
movie.
see that. Yeah, I definitely see that.
And I see some changes, and there are some changes that I like. But I feel like the stuff that they left out from the movie really hurts it, and the only reason, like, there'd be things that I would be questioning if I had not seen the original movie.
Yeah, this is the rare remake where I actually like it kind of as much as the original. Personally, because the thing is, I feel like there are so many people who think that a remake of a foreign film is automatically going to be a bastardization. Like, Americanization doesn't necessarily mean that. An example of this, I would say, is David Fincher's Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. It is very faithful, and honestly, I would say that's better than the original. This, it's not the case here. I don't think it's better. I think Let the Right One In is certainly better, especially in the effects department. And I feel like what they're going for is a little different, because I felt like Let Me In was definitely is leaning definitely more towards the horror side than Let the Right One In did.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
And
it's just.
but it's, again, I can understand what you're saying. It is the same movie basically. And there are definitely moments that, like, changes that I really liked. I thought for But okay, let's talk about the, I guess, pros. I guess I thought the acting was great again.
Yeah, I like the acting. Acting was good.
Yeah, Cody Smith McPhee and Chloe Grace Moretz are both really good actors, and they did a great job here. Richard Jenkins was awesome.
Oh
The
yeah.
That scene where that was a tense scene. The scene where he's in the car and he's just
Mhm.
in the back seat
Yeah.
and he kills the guy. That was oof. Uh,
I liked it, but it was
it's a bit more far fetched, I would say,
much
but
more
still.
far fetched. I mean, I don't think that's
Because in the
how would
original
you go
movie, it
that
actually makes
far.
sense.
Yeah, I mean, the simplest way,
Uh,
like, I wouldn't know, but I think that wouldn't be the simplest way to kill someone by hiding in their car like that. I think actually getting someone because you don't know where they're gonna stop. You don't know that they're not gonna find you. You know.
Yeah, fair.
And he did get caught, and it was dumb. I like
True.
I like the one shot of like the car flipping over and all that kind of stuff. But
And
yeah,
I kind of like the image of just Richard Jenkins and that. What was he had like a plastic bag over his head or something?
yeah, that was
I
goofy.
like that shot. I like that. You're wrong.
Okay,
Um,
that makes sense. I'm usually that.
um, and yeah, Dylan Minnette was in this movie. He was good, I guess. I mean, he wasn't 13. He wasn't like he was in 13 Reasons Why or The Open House. He actually emoted somewhat.
I mean, kinda. You know,
He's
maybe
but he's not all that. He's not really in that much of the movie, so it's not really something that took me out of it. So I'm not complaining.
this is what I'm talking about them leaving stuff out. Okay,
Yeah,
so in the 2008 movie, they have a
yeah.
thing where um Oscar makes friends with his older brother a little bit. You know, like they talk a little bit and they're kind of more chummy. You
Who?
know,
Oscar and
Oscar and at least one of the guys from his gang. You know,
well, okay. What do you mean?
like
I'm a little.
so after he hit the guy with the stick and
Yes.
broke his ear,
Yeah.
like he sees the older brother like making fun of the kid with the ear, you know.
Yeah.
And then I think he talks to him or something like he talks to somebody that's part of the ear kid's gang, you know, and has like a normal
I don't.
conversation.
Oh yeah, I think it was basically like inviting him to the pool or something.
No, it was before that. There was like another one before inviting him to the pool.
I haven't seen it in like in a while, so I guess.
Or at least that's what I remember. I remember there being a scene where it's like, "Hey, you know, yeah, he had it coming, you know, or something like
Yeah.
that." But and then he trusts him. But in this one, it's a weird thing where he doesn't like he likes the older brother, but because he sees him like ragging on the little brother. But
Yep.
then out of nowhere, they just decide, "Hey, we're gonna get that kid," you know. So there's not as much of a emotional impact whenever he's kind of betrayed, you know. There's no scene where he invites him to the pool, you know, and he trusts him, you know.
Yep. I get it.
So
I yeah.
it,
And again, I do really like this, but yeah, there are issues. Like
it it's a tiny thing they left out, but it
it would
made
have added. Yeah.
yeah. Another thing includes the conversation after Eli kills the cop,
Okay.
in which, well, I guess in the original movie, it was just that guy, and they had a conversation that talks about the theme of the movie about how Oscar can't, like, he wants to kill, but she needs to kill, and Oscar, is kind of turned off from killing, you know?
Yeah.
But in this one, they just kind of, like, cry.
It's. I mean, I understand, but it's like again, that's not something I'm gonna complain about. I still really like the movie overall.
I understand. I'm just saying, like, it seems like it seems like I don't like it, but I've been, just saying the cons throughout, you know? But I said
Yeah.
all my pros, and the pros were good. Like I like how it's shot, even though it's not as good looking as the uh 2008 movie.
Yeah, I actually looked up cinematographers. So Let the Right One In was shot by Hoyt van Hoytema, who he's done some really good. Like he did Her, Interstellar, Spectre, Dunkirk, Ad Astra, and Tenet. So yeah,
What?
he's a very good cinematographer.
Yeah.
Um, and
Also,
sorry, but and Let Me In was shot. Okay, another good cinematographer. He shot Killing Them Softly, Zero Dark
uh,
30, Lion, Rogue One, and he's shooting Dune and the Batman. And also, I do enjoy Matt. I do really like Matt Reeves. I think he kind of gets like I would say his movies are more cult classics than anything. I wouldn't say that I absolutely love that. Like, I mean, let me rephrase that. Matt Reeves, he's made some movies I really like. Cloverfield, I had a lot of fun with. He made the last two Planet of the Apes movies, and of course, I really liked Let Me In. And I'm excited to see what he does with the Batman.
Okay.
So I do really like him. I think as a director, he's very good. Because even Cloverfield, he didn't even write. He just directed that. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I would say maybe that's his best movie, in my opinion.
Yeah. But then it's not like the most memorable thing, you know. He just
It's
kind of
not.
makes.
It's Matt Reeves is very much so you watch it, you're entertained, and that's it.
Yeah. Not saying that
Let
the
Me
Batman
In.
won't be good, but whatever.
I'm excited for the Batman not just because of Matt Reeves. I'm like excited for like
Robert Pattinson and
other
all
stuff
that.
is Robert Pattinson, Paul Dan. Like I mean, yeah, I know people are complaining that it has too many villains, but whatever. Shut up.
Spider-Verse had a lot of villains.
Yes, Spider-Man had. Geez, how many villains did it have? Like,
They had like the whole Sinister Six in Spider-Verse.
yeah, pretty much they did. Anyway, but okay, I do now. Here are the issues I have with Let Me In. CGI. There was some really bad CGI, like the first attack scene.
Bad.
When Abby would be her, and by the way, I don't think we mentioned this in the original movie. The boy is Oscar, and the girl is Eli. In this version, the boy is Owen, and the girl is Abby. No complaints there. It's just a little okay.
Yeah. Whatever.
And it was just so.
The CGI in Let Me In was really bad.
Yeah, yeah, some of it was especially just like the CG to make Abby really really quick whenever she's attacking. It was really just when I first watched it, it was so bad that I actually went back and I'm like, okay, I need to see what happened right there. And yeah, it was CGI. It was really bad.
It
And
just
automatically at that point, I was like, okay, I'm not a fan of what they're doing here, but for me, it got better. The movie got better from that point onwards.
they didn't
And also,
even
this
need to do that.
they didn't. That was you could have. I mean, I understand that this is supposed to be like an Americanization, and apparently Americans want to see more gruesome kills.
Americans
But
just want to
this
see
was
worse things.
But honestly, okay, fair, I guess, because the thing is that original, it definitely it had violence, like that scene near the beginning of Hakan, how he kills the guy and drains his blood. That's pretty violent in itself. We
Right.
don't need this shitty, CGI. Instead, I feel like because later in the movie, the scene with the woman who got bitten, that
Yes.
was I thought the effects there were way better.
I have a bone to pick with that.
And
With that
honestly, I
whole
actually really like.
subplot.
Okay, what bone do you have to pick?
Well, the original, it was its own little mini story where she gets bitten, she doesn't feel so good, cats attack her, you know, and she's in the hospital bed and she's just kind of like she's like open the window, like open the shades because she knows she's gonna die, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
just wants it to happen because she can't go on living like that, which is its own
Mm-hmm.
sad little story. But
Yeah.
in this movie, in Let Me In, it's literally two things where it's like, hey, she got bit, she goes to the hospital, and then she's like eating her arm in a gruesome way, and then she bursts into really bad CGI fire. I was really impressed with the original's fire, but not with this.
Yeah. I thought the eating the arm off that was just enough for me because that actually looked real enough.
in the moment. So
But we haven't seen vampires need to like eat their own flesh. Otherwise, it'd be pretty. Oh, I guess we did.
that's not
We saw that with the hospital with the sulfuric acid guy. What was his name? Eric? Aaron? Aaron Esurance?
what?
What was his name?
Okay, wait, you're talking about the Hakan.
Hakan. Or no, like in the
Yeah.
new one.
Whatever, Richard Jenkins, that guy.
Yeah, Richard Jenkins. He got eaten.
I forgot the character's name.
He was eaten.
I mean, drained. It's not like they're vampires, not cannibals.
Yeah, but I guess you gotta, eat your elbow or whatever if you want.
I guess, yeah.
It's got the nutrients that vampires need.
Yep.
I felt like for this
To be
movie,
fair, yeah, there's a lot less to talk about, I feel, with this movie. It's fine. It is good, and to be honest, my rating has gone down a little bit.
I've convinced you. I'm a genius.
I mean, I still like it, and I still like it more than you do, but
No, I get
yeah,
it. I was just joking with you.
I think it's still a good movie, and I feel like it's one of those where it's not like Wreck or like Wreck versus Quarantine or Old Boy versus Spike Lee's Old Boy, where it's just like one is a masterpiece and the other is just a colossal piece of crap. I think both are still good depending on what it is that you're looking for.
I just feel like I watched the better movie first, which was the Swedish one, and then I
Yeah.
just watched a worse version of it, a day afterwards, which just, and it was the same thing. There was like little differences, but most of those
Yeah.
differences were for the worse, in my opinion. There are some that I liked.
Yeah.
I liked the whole divorced subplot. I thought I would hate it whenever they first said it because it was pretty obvious. But whenever he called his dad,
Yeah.
I actually liked that scene.
I mean, they were divorced in the Swedish movie as well.
Oh, was there like a phone call or something? I didn't catch that.
There's an entire part where he just moves in with his dad.
Really?
Well, not moves in with his dad, goes to visit his dad. That's the scene where he's just like riding around in the snow.
Yeah, no, maybe.
Yeah, that was that. Yeah, he went to go visit his dad in that scene
I don't remember that. Well then,
because it was after he burst the guy's ear. His mom was just like, here, go to your dad.
oh yeah, I
It
do
was something
remember
like
it now.
that. Yeah.
I remember that scene.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, in my opinion, like if I had seen the American version first, I might have liked it more. But
Yeah, I think that's I would agree that's probably something that yeah. Like say if you watch Quarantine. No, actually no, never mind. I think people would actually understand that Wreck is superior over Quarantine or shit like that. But I feel like as if we're talking about this as an Americanization, I think it's a solid one. It does a good job of
that's the
doing
thing.
that.
I haven't really seen any other movies where it's like there's a foreign version and then they bring it to America, and I haven't consumed both versions. There are some movies I know where it's like a British version and an American version or something like that. Or this
Yeah, like The
movie was based
Office.
right, or this movie was based off some Japanese movie. But I have never seen both, and this was
You
really
haven't?
interesting for me. Yeah.
I've done that with Let Me In and then also Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Well, I hope
And I
so.
feel like there are times where you could definitely like there are moments like say for example the original Swedish version of Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. It's really good, but it was made very cheap and honestly you can kind of tell in the way it looks. Nothing really all that special about presentation. But then with the David Fincher version, not only does it look much better, I feel like it actually like fully captures the tone of the entire book. And here's a strange complaint that I actually have. the original Swedish movie spoiled the second book for me, and that really pissed me off. And then in the David Fincher movie, they just have Easter eggs rather than like they basically just have little things set up for sequels because it was supposed to be a trilogy, but it underperformed.
Too bad. Sorry,
Which is
David. Maybe next time.
I really hope because they're making a miniseries of it. I really hope that David Fincher somehow gets in there and is just like, no, we're doing what the Swedish did for those original movies, and we're just doing a miniseries format.
Those Swedes.
Yeah.
Is that offensive?
No, I don't know. Probably not. I mean,
That's
they are
good.
Swedes.
They're Swedish people. I said Swede.
Yeah. So, what would you rate this movie? A 6, 5? What?
6. I would give it a 6. It's still got the good story and like some really good performances. I will say that. Do you know what's kind of funny though?
Yeah. What?
So I watched this the same day the kill count video for the Carrie remake came out,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot.
which
Yeah.
were both had Chloe Moretz.
Chloe Grace Moretz.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she's not a bad
I do
actress.
like her a lot. She's a very, very good actress. I feel like, honestly, like, even say, for example, Kick Ass, which I did not really like all that much, she was the best part of it, in my opinion.
She got shot by Nicolas Cage.
I mean, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Nicolas Cage was also pretty good. Nicolas Cage was awesome. But,
This is why Nicolas
like,
Cage needed to be Superman.
like, she seriously is a great actress. She was really good in Hugo, Miseducation of Cameron Post. Oh my!
She
But
was
I've
in
seen her. Like she's
Ender's Game, I think. No, that was someone else.
no, that's Abigail Breslin.
Hmm.
Yeah, but she is talented, and I'm not gonna pretend otherwise. So I guess I would say that she kind of has a questionable choice of what roles she picks.
Yeah.
Like she goes from working with Scorsese and to like being in movie
Seth Rogen
43.
and Seth Rogen's Neighbors 2.
Okay, I've actually heard Neighbors 2 is good, so whatever.
Right, but it's definitely still a
It's
step down from Scorsese.
a step down from Scorsese. I think her most recent movie was Greta, which I might check out. It seemed interesting, even though I
You know,
figured it would be bad.
it seems like there's one
It's
of
on
those
HBO, so I
actresses.
might as well.
There's one of those actresses every couple years. This for
Exact.
now, right?
Yeah, Greta. Yeah, 2018 had Greta. 2019 we had Ma.
No, I'm not talking about that.
Oh, wait,
I'm
what do you
talking
mean?
about I'm talking about there's an actress that's like a young actress that's in a young property. Like it's that 11 from Stranger Things. She's the actress right now.
Oh yeah, and now, but
And
yeah,
a long
Eric.
time ago, there
That
was
makes
that
sense.
girl from Taxi Driver. What
Jodie
was her name?
Foster, yeah.
Yeah, Jodie Foster.
I mean, she's still somewhat big. She's also a
No,
director.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they're like
She's an
in.
Oscar winner.
I'm saying that they're like they have the childhood performances and they're big and do a lot of work as like with their child performances, and they still go
Yeah, I
on.
get it.
Which I
Yeah.
hope that what was her name? Millie Brown. What was her name?
Billy Bobby Brown. I'm not a fan of her, honestly. I think she overacts a lot.
Wait, is that 11?
Yeah, she really overacts in Stranger Things, especially when she's scared. I don't buy it.
Oh, whatever.
That's just me. She's fine. Like she can act, but What
Justice
I
for
meant
Noah
was
Schnapp.
what I meant was just like there's a movie pretty much every year at this point where it's just like a really talented actress decides to be in a B movie where she's just crazy. So
Yeah.
2018's Greta with Isabelle Huppert, and then 2019 Ma with Octavia Spencer, which was so freaking
Yay.
bad. I mean, she was fine. Like she was okay in the movie.
Give
She at least
Noah
seemed like she
Schnapp
had a.
better roles. Noah Schnapp
I
is my
just
hero.
Noah Schnapp does a good job at whatever role he's given. I don't see any
No,
problems
but
with that.
he's not in big movies. He's not like Finn Wolfhard or Millie Bobby Brown. He's not in like
What do you call
big
the
movies.
Peanuts movie?
Well, that was before
Wait,
Stranger Things.
but he was in a TikTok. What
Shut
about
up.
that, huh?
He's a good actor, and he was the best actor on Stranger Things, or at least the best kid actor.
Uh, Yes,
Season 2 was
I
his
would
big
agree
point,
there.
and he kept going in
Season
season 3.
two, season two was season one was I understand why he was barely in it because it was all about the mystery, and then season two, I was like, oh, we don't know if this kid's gonna be able to pull it off. Never mind. Yes, we do. He was fantastic,
And even in season
especially when
3,
it's like,
he
yeah.
had great moments.
Yeah, season three was the one where like pretty much the child actors got a little worse, except for Noah Schnapp. I thought he got better.
Yeah. Like whenever he did the
Which is,
wizard thing in the D&D deal.
yeah,
That was
even though
great.
like his voice is like so deep at that point, he still sells it.
It's weird watching 80s inspired movies and seeing all the kids wear like jean shorts. And like
Yeah,
this is like really weird
I
because
was. Yeah, that third season honestly kind of sucked. I'm not gonna lie. I
we
was not a
talked about
fan.
this last episode.
Wait, did we?
Yeah, we mentioned it. You mentioned how season 3 was bad. And it
I mean,
wasn't that
it wasn't.
bad.
It wasn't
It was
bad. I gave it like a 6 or 7.
it was different than the other two. And since
It's
the
the
first two were
absolute.
so similar.
I would argue that it's the worst season so far,
Sure, why not?
but that's not a big complaint because it's still fine. Just get better, Duffers. Get it together.
Get it together.
I'm still
Well,
pissed about one of the things they did, but
oh yeah, that one thing. Well, let's not talk about that
yeah,
one thing and talk about how uh well, I liked Let the Right One In better than Let Me In, which just goes to show
100%.
you
Yeah, agreed.
subs are better than dubs. Proven by our podcast.
Okay, but this wasn't a dub. There's a difference between a dub and a not and a just remake.
Okay, now I just realized my joke didn't make sense and now I'm in a
Yeah,
bad mood.
good. You should be.
So, it's time for me to recommend a thing to you. So, you thought you'd be clever last time and you recommended
I,
2 movies.
I was. What do you mean I
Yeah.
thought I would be clever? I was very clever.
You're like, ooh, I'm gonna have Matt watch 2 movies. I'm such a genius.
I mean, I
2
am a
things for me to
genius. Admit
watch.
it.
2 things for me to watch.
What?
Child's Play. I'm gonna increase that 8 more. So,
Are you serious?
yep. So I'm having you watch the 10-part
No.
miniseries Over the Garden Wall.
Oh, okay, a miniseries. I thought you were gonna make me watch 8. I thought you were gonna make me watch 10 movies, and it's like, oh god,
Harry
no.
Potter, all of them, even the Fantastic Beasts.
Okay. Well, I mean, HBO Max has all the Harry Potter movies, so.
Well, yeah, I
How
have
does it
them on
feel not
Blu-ray.
having HBO Max?
It feels bad, and you better stop bullying me.
I'm not bullying you. I'm just bringing it up in a somewhat taunting way.
So yeah, this is Patrick McHale's 2014 miniseries Over the Garden Wall.
And isn't Elijah Wood in that?
Yes,
Or
he is the main character.
yay, creepy face. Oh wow, Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, there's a lot of great actors in this. Okay,
Got my boy.
so
It's got my boy Tim Curry.
okay, 2 brothers, Wirt and Greg, find themselves lost in the unknown, a strange forest adrift in time. With the help of the wise old woodsman and a foul-tempered bluebird named Beatrice, Wirt and Greg must travel across this strange land in hope of finding their way home. Join them as they encounter surprises and obstacles on their journey throughout the wood.
Okay.
Okay, so
Wood.
it's a really good show. I love it.
So it's gonna be bad.
Each episode is 10 minutes, so you can pretty much drill through them really quickly, you know?
Oh, so it is basically it's just a feature-length film.
Yeah, that's why, but it's still 10 parts,
That's
so it's
perfect.
better than your 2 parts. But here's what I'm
Okay,
going to
that's
recommend.
fair.
I'm going to recommend something really quick.
Yeah.
When you watch this, if you ever take a break, if you don't plan on watching all of them at once,
Mm-hmm.
take a break after episode 8. Let
Okay.
you gotta let episode 8 sit, and then you watch episodes 9 and 10.
Okay. Okay. I might.
Or you could just watch it all at once. It doesn't matter. You know.
Yeah, I have a feeling I'm probably gonna end up doing that.
Yeah. Whenever these aired on Cartoon Network, it was 2 a night for the week, like for weekdays. So they just, they did the first 2 episodes, and
It's
all that.
interesting.
So yeah, pretty good show.
I
Patrick
might
McHale is
check it
going to be
out.
working. Well, you have to. That's the rules. You will watch Elijah Wood.
Okay. That's what
Okay.
you think.
Well, they say in the
I have
thing
some.
that they travel
I
through.
have better things to do than this nerd thing.
It's not a nerd thing. It's really cool and awesome. I got a hot topic.
That sounds like something a nerd would say.
In this, they say that they travel through a strange force adrift in time. Speaking of time, it's time for. Pilot school.
It's cool. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna spin the wheel,
I'm
see
sorry. I'm
what we
just
come up
so
on.
tired.
I'm tired too. Tired of your attitude.
I'm tired of your pretentious bullshit.
Okay, so we're now watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh no. Okay.
We're not
Okay.
watching. We're not watching The Pass. What's
The
The
what?
Pass? The Pass.
Oh, the
We're not.
path.
The. Did you say Path or Pass?
I meant to say path, like with Aaron Paul.
But we are going to watch Solar Opposites on Hulu.
That's all. That's also on. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
That's
Yeah.
not a miniseries. Shut up.
That's the. That's from the guys who made Rick and Morty, right?
That's from Justin Roiland. Yeah, just one of the guys.
Yay!
So,
Whatever.
yep, it's aliens. It looks like we're gonna have an
You're an
animated.
alien.
Whatever. I'm not. I don't even find anything funny anymore. I'm too tired from talking so much.
I'm too tired of talking to an idiot.
Oh. Well, Solar Opposites and Over the Ground Wall. Those are 2 animated things. It's going to be an animated frenzy next week.
We're all gonna die.
Okay. Say something funny.
Oh my
for, like,
god!
the
Oh,
outro.
shit. Oh my god! I just went on the Wikipedia for
Solar Opposites.
Solar Opposites, and I just looked at the third actor, and immediately his face is just. He looks like he's just about to jump out of the screen and murder me with his teeth.
Who? Well, I'm gonna check.
The guy, what is it? Sean Jambrone?
Sean Jambrone. Let's see.
Jambrone. Just on. Yeah, I know. Oh my god.
It looks like Baby Driver had a bunch of Botox or something.
It looks like Baby Driver's teeth were just like large Tic Tacs.
It looks like if a YA novel hero was combined with the soul of Shia LaBeouf.
Nope. I'm gonna try to one up that. Give me a sec.
Let's keep on going. Let's make fun of this guy. He looks dumb.
I'm sorry. This guy's he's probably a nice guy, but
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure
the
I'll love his
bad kind.
Oh,
Oh.
I'm sure I'm gonna love his performance as Yumulok.
Oh, he was an e-boy in Ralph Breaks the Internet. Figures.
Ooh, he was Ron Stoppable.
Wait, actually, no. I honestly think he was kind of miscast. Don't you have to be hot to be an e-boy?
I mean, that's probably not a.
Yeah.
Your
That's
standards,
whatever.
Your standards of beauty does not,
You know what? I would say beauty is on the inside. So, Sean, stop showing your teeth. That's the beauty. So close your mouth.
Oh, he didn't play Ron Stoppable in the original show. He played Ron Stoppable in the live-action remake.
Movie.
Oh no!
And I heard he was actually critical response for Kim Possible 2019. The film received an approval rating of 100%.
What?
Because it only had 6 reviews.
And for some reason, all of them liked it.
That sounds made up and dumb, but I'm looking at it.
Go on, yeah.
Thanks,
Oh my
Patton
God.
Oswalt.
Yeah, I think wasn't he also in the show?
Yeah, he was the main villain in the show.
Hmm.
So it's
I
kind of
love
that's
Patton
kind of a cool
Oswalt.
thing. Yeah.
You know, so the thing is, there's this documentary miniseries on HBO coming out. It looks really good. So what happened? So why I'm interested is it's based on a book written by. So Patton Oswalt's previous wife was writing a book about this serial killer, and she died before she finished the book.
Yeah.
So yeah, he actually finished the book, and now there's a documentary series coming out about it on HBO. I'm really excited, and I'm not going to be like, oh, it's about a book written by Patton Oswalt's wife, because I feel like, as much as I love Patton Oswalt, I feel like that's not giving her enough credit. So Michelle McNamara, yeah,
Yeah. Well,
I'm honestly interested. It seems interesting.
now that we're much more enthused about talking, it's time to leave.
It is time to leave. It's a strange day when we actually like talking to each other,
Yeah. Oh wait, I
and
forgot to
that's
make a
not
joke.
good.
I was gonna make the joke about how you gotta let me
You don't
in.
you don't you don't
Let
have
me
you don't
in.
have to.
This
You don't
is
have
not a
to.
dance. It's Rick and Morty, so it's automatically funny.
I have a better joke. I wish Eric Andre was in this movie.
Which one? There's a ton of movies that we talked about.
Let me in. Let me in.
in. He would
Okay.
be great. I would just love him to just be there anywhere.
Except for The Lion King 2019. Can we
I
go now? I'm
suppose.
sorry. I'm tired.
All right. Sayonara.
Bye,
Say your
guys.
prayers and make crucifixes so the vampires don't get you.
Yeah,
Bye.
I don't think that actually works, but okay. Um,
Well, you don't know. You never met a vampire.
yes, I have.
You ding.
At least,
Who?
I mean, he told me he was.